What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some major news. A Social Security raise announcement comes out here today. I'll let you know how much your Social Security check will be increasing here in this video. Also, tens of millions of Americans brace for food stamps and SNAP to run out. I'll give you the latest details on this. And a bill in Congress is there to potentially have funding for billions of dollars for Americans. We'll go over all the details here in this video, and I'm going to show it to you here right on the screen so you can see it for yourself. So let's jump right in. We are live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here. It really helps out our channel. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. Click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live. Over 230 million people have watched our YouTube channel here. So take a look here. First up, Social Security raise. Social Security COLA for 2026 revealed following the shutdown-related delay. The COLA announcement was delayed by the government shutdown, disrupting the monthly CPI inflation report. Another headline here, Social Security unveils the cost of living adjustment for 2026. Here's what to know. The cost of living adjustment will increase the benefits by an average of $56 per month for the average check. Another headline here, you can see here, Social Security announces a 2.8% benefit increase for 2026. Social Security benefits and SSI, as well as SSDI payments, VA, everybody who falls underneath the Social Security umbrella, payments for about 75 million Americans will increase by 2.8% in 2026, which is actually a little bit higher than was projected. On average, Social Security retirement benefits will increase by about $56 per month starting in January based on the average Social Security check. Of course, some people get more, some people get less. This is based on the average. So $56 per month times 12 is an average of an increase of $672 for the average person. Over the last decade, the cost of living adjustment has averaged around 3.1%. The COLA for last year was only 2.5%, so it is a little bit more, but that also means that inflation has been a little bit more as well. Nearly 71 million Social Security beneficiaries will see this. Increased payments to nearly 7.5 million people receiving SSI will begin on December 31st, 2025. Some recipients receive both Social Security benefits and SSI, and then there's also Social Security disability. Let me know what you think about this increase here for 2026 to 2025 cost of living increase. You think it's not enough? Let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. Also, this is very important for those on Medicare or for those who have loved ones that want to be. Pay attention. The annual open enrollment period goes from October 15th only until December 7th. If you have Medicare, this is the time to choose your new 2026 plan that works best for you. There has been a lot of Medicare changes recently, and most Medicare plans change, and many just go away entirely. Luckily, my trusted partner, Chapter Medicare, makes comparing every Medicare and Medicare Advantage option easy. They are honest, unbiased, and can review your plan and get you the best one in under 20 minutes. If you're on the right plan for your needs, they'll tell you, and if you're not, they'll help you switch. And by doing this, they've saved people on average around $1,100, which is amazing. They've helped hundreds of people from my community find better plans, and they can help you too. So call this phone number on the screen, 833-700 1320 or click the pinned comment down below in the comment section to connect with Chapter and find the plan that's best for you. Next up, some details that Social Security benefits could get a boost from the tariff money coming into the United States. Pretty interesting here. President Donald Trump's recently implemented tariffs could have a significant effect on the upcoming cost of living adjustments for Social Security benefits, which we just went over. Trump's tariffs have led to trade tensions between the United States and other countries while boosting prices on many items and overall inflation. However, the tariffs could also lead to a higher monthly payment for more than 70 million Americans who receive Social Security benefits. What to know? Trump's 10% global tariffs, which almost all the tariffs are actually higher than 10% at this point, which is plus the higher reciprocal tariffs on several more companies or countries as well, companies and countries, has led to price upticks on several items and inflation more generally. Due to this, it is likely that the next COLA will be higher, which it was. However, that's not necessarily good news for seniors, experts have said. The, quote, Trump bump, which some people are calling it, is the cruelest kind of raise. Tariffs are pushing prices up 2.3% already in the short run, which inflates the COLA seniors get, said Michael Ryan, a finance expert. So yes, checks go up a bit more than they would have, but here's what the headlines miss. The same inflation driving that bump is eating the buying power before the check even clears. The CPI, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, which is what COLA and Social Security is based on the third quarter for CPIW, July, August, and September, is what is used to calculate COLA. While next year's adjustment is typically announced on October 15th, we were delayed on that because of the government shutdown. A higher COLA will also lead to higher Medicare Part B premiums, which are deducted from Social Security as well. We have seen some thoughts that Social Security could receive a bump from the tariffs that President Donald Trump is taking in. Hundreds of billions of dollars could be used for Social Security in several numerous ways, either through a raise or to help fund up Social Security from running out of money. President Donald Trump also just recently said a few days ago that he is considering giving Americans up to a $2,000 tariff stimulus check per person, which would come from the tariff money coming in. And he says that the tariffs money is growing every single month higher and higher, and they're having a significant surplus of tariff money that they could use for, well, anything he decides on. Could be tariff stimulus checks, or could be a Social Security bumper raise. It'll be interesting to see what he uses that for, and I will keep you up to date. We also have news here that the Pentagon accepted a $130 million donation to help pay the troops' paychecks. More than 500,000 federal workers are missing their first paycheck, but the $130 million donation equated for 1.3 million military troops to about $100 per service member towards their paychecks, which were covered ultimately, for the time being at least. Reports are saying that the donor was Timothy Mellon, a businessman and major donor to President Donald Trump. The real question is how long can this government shutdown continue to go on? And what happens when the next paycheck is missing? Again, they're trying to funnel all these things like this. Americans brace for food stamps to run out. Quote, the greatest hunger catastrophe since the Great Depression. Nearly 42 million people in danger of federal government shutdown continues as SNAP food stamp funding to end November 1st. And President Donald Trump and the Trump administration say that they won't use contingency funds to pay for November food stamp benefits. The USDA says it will not tap into a $6 billion contingency fund to cover food stamp benefits next month if the shutdown continues, according to an agency memo. That means that roughly 42 million Americans will not receive critical food assistance from the SNAP program in November unless the agency shifts its position, aka food stamps. However, President Donald Trump, when was asked by reporters on Friday, said, quote, "Yeah, everybody is going to be in great shape." Yep. But President Donald Trump did not provide specific details. There is a bill introduced in the House to fund SNAP by Republicans Marionette Meeks and Republican Senator Josh Hawley and Max Miller from Ohio. However, Democrats have responded to the Republican concern about SNAP by pointing out that Republicans have sought in the past to slash funding to the food aid program, saying, quote, "They are now trying to reimagine themselves as the champion of federal workers, as the champions of food programs and healthcare, when all they have done is take an axe to all of that since they came into office, question mark," says Representative Catherine Clark from Massachusetts, the Democratic whip. It is unlikely this bill will even get a vote because House Speaker Mike Johnson has the House out of session on recess. And a lot of states are taking this very seriously. Take a listen.
Tonight, there's growing concern about the future of SNAP benefits for food assistance as the shutdown drags on. The Department of Agriculture has told states that it doesn't have enough money to support the nearly 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP. Virginia's governor has announced a state of emergency in response to this, which he says allows him to use the state dollars to fund SNAP benefits. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder has more on what this means for more than 800,000 Virginians who rely on SNAP to put food on their tables.
With each day Washington goes without resolving the lapse in government funding, American families struggle more. Today, hundreds of thousands of furloughed workers are missing their first full paycheck, and federal workers have been flooding area food banks, like the Fredericksburg Regional Food Bank, where Dan Maher is CEO.
It's been heartbreaking to see some of the tears that are shed, some of the angst that has been emoted, and it is clearly a recognition that it is a time of unprecedented need for these people. And that really breaks our hearts as we deal with them, for sure.
Virginia Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner are calling on the USDA to use reserve funds to help cover SNAP benefits in November. But as of now, states have been told federal dollars aren't coming in November. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin has declared a state of emergency that he says the state can use to cover Virginia's SNAP benefits.
Because of the surpluses that we're running in Virginia, we have the ability to, at least for a little while, stand in the breach. And that's why my declaration of emergency yesterday allows me as governor to move funds and support these benefits, at least for a period of weeks.
Youngkin says he isn't clear whether or not USDA will refund Virginia any money it spends covering SNAP.
Grateful for the news that Governor Youngkin may be able to do something to release state funding, but until we get greater clarity on that, we're very concerned still for those 33,000 people who would obviously have a safety net ripped away from them.
So share this video right now on social media or with anybody that needs to hear this so more people can hear this important information. And subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos, and click the bell icon so you get notifications. Click here to see more details about SNAP and even Social Security cuts. Or click here to see a major IRS announcement up to $3,000. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the